What's happening, everyone? Welcome to the Sportscast. It's me, Andy. We've got Gary. We've got Musk. All three of us are in the feathers. Massive thank you to the lads for letting us use here. It's on the bottom of Harris Drive on the Hawthorne Road. My local boozer, proper community boozer. Get down and support it. Monday to Thursday, they've got 50p off all draft beers. On a Thursday as well, they kicked off last week. I was at it. The inaugural killer darts at the feathers. It was hilarious.
So what is killer darts then? I asked you this last week.
You use your gammy hand. To throw first. No, only to throw first to get your number.
Yeah.
Then everyone's name gets put down with your number. You get 5 lives, and then you can use your normal hand, and then you just got to get it.
Hitting that number?
Well, you don't hit your own number. You hit obviously everyone else's number. So say if you're 20,
so that gets them out.
Yeah. So I hit 2 treble 20s for you. You're dead. You're out the game.
Oh, okay, yeah. So treble is like 3 lives.
Yeah. So you go round just so you can either just purposely go for someone,
or you can just randomly
throw it.
So there's a maximum of 20 people can play it.
Yeah, good laugh, really good laugh. So we've done that. So get down. That's every Thursday. Good laugh. And then this week you've got Abby Hodges. She's on tonight, and then you got Brian Jones tomorrow, and then you got the small matter of Man City, Liverpool, 4 p.m. on Sunday. Ooh. It's also Remembrance Weekend this weekend, so hopefully everyone gets out to the local,
service.
Local service. I'll be in town, so if anyone sees me out, come and say hello. Right, big news. Last few weeks we told you about Hill Dickinson. They are the proud sponsors of the Legged Podcast. Don't forget, go and watch their episodes. But me being the guy that I am, I like to look after the boys. And I'm going to look after sometimes. And I'm going to look after all you too. Because I've teamed up with Zach from COMOLETICS. As you can see, I'm rocking that. And they are our new sponsor. And not only that, are the kids out the lads, they're actually giving you 30% off.
Class.
Which is massive. 30% is massive, innit? All you need to do is type in Legged30 at checkout and 30% off all your gear. There's some boss stuff. I had a meeting with Zach this week and he's kitted me out with hoodies, gilets, t-shirts.
This gym top's class, yeah, really light. It's got like those.
It's one of them as well. I like it. I like mine a bit tight, and it makes you look a bit in the arms. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not so much the stomach, but I'm working on that. And the hoodie is nice fit. Boss gear.
Gilets are class as well.
Gilets are really nice. So you get 30% off. All you need to do is type in Legged30 and give them a follow on Instagram, on all your socials. They are doing a massive giveaway actually as well. They've got massive giveaways coming up, and then this weekend they're over in BOXPARK from 11 till 3. So if you want to go and see the gear yourself, meet Zach in his pop-up, get over there and see it. That is in the BOXPARK from 11 till 3.
Guessing all the links will be in the description.
Yeah, that's this Saturday. So massive thanks to COMOLETICS. You'll see us rocking these every week, and that is your reminder to go over there, check it out, get your 30% and support a local business. Boom. The pod is flying, lads. Hill Dickinson, COMOLETICS.
Emmy Lesky
commenting.
Scouse Brands as well.
Well, he liked our last reel anyway, didn't he, Emmy Lesky? But yeah, right. So on this week's show, rather than going straight into Liverpool and Everton, there are a couple of stories. One a bit serious, one a bit funny that I want to touch upon. So if you just want to listen about Liverpool and Everton, skip 20 minutes unless you don't want to listen to this.
20 minutes? Poof.
Well, see how long we get on. First one, a bit more of a... Well, we'll do the jokey one first. So it's been revealed that on the 28th of December in Dubai, all of these things happen in the Middle East, don't they? There is going to be a battle of the sexes. Sabalenka, world number 1, I may add, is going to face Nick Kyrgios in a battle of the sexes. So
Kyrgios is an absolute lunatic as well.
Well, Kyrgios...
At the best of times, yeah.
Kyrgios, former world number 13, is now currently ranked outside the world's top 650. So this is going to be really interesting, because he's not played tennis for 3 years, as he's been plagued with a knee injury. However, Sabalenka has been on a pump and is world number 1. Now, it's going to be an exhibition match, I think. How serious they're both going to take it.
And she/the organisers have clearly picked someone that, is vulnerable in a number of ways. Obviously, he's not physically at his peak. He's mentally...
I just think that add more spice to it, though.
That's what I mean, yeah. They've done it to give him a...
So he's a big name, but doesn't have, at the moment, the big form.
And it's almost like, and taking the sexes away from it, it's almost like taking the teams down from Scotland, isn't it? And putting them in a league and stuff and going... With Sabalenka, they've went, listen, I mean, we're probably going to come on to this. I reckon she'd be in the top two or 300 if she was dropped into the male.
Well, I don't know. This is what we're going to find out.
The serves obviously is a disadvantage because she must be like, what, 20 kilometres an hour slower than the males.
I think even his second serve will be the
Can you
fastest.
get that up, actually? Can you get up the
Top serves.
The average serves, I guess it is, for Kyrgios and Sabalenka?
But I think here, before we even know this, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I think Kyrgios' second serve will still be faster than anything she's ever faced.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask them.
Do the first and second serves, Musk.
Average is okay.
About 120 in it, 130 or something, is it?
Yeah, and girls are normally only like 90 odds, aren't they?
But it's going to be dead. You know what? It's making me want to watch because I think...
The rallies will be interesting. I mean,
but
particularly
even
for Sabalenka,
even the fallout from around it, because
Yeah.
like there's going to be so much controversy in the sense that...
no controversy, really, because let's be honest.
The will.
Let's if Sabalenka wins it, she's the world number one playing the 600 or whatever. So the males, whatever, will play it down and go. You pick someone who's, struggling with injury, is way down the rankings, is an absolute barn pot.
But then what will happen is that people will go, well, he was former world number 13. This is why women should be getting the same pay as men. You get a few of them if she wins.
You'll get it anyway, I think, no matter what.
And then if Kyrgios wins, it'll just be get in your fucking place. That's why you don't get paid as much as us. You get loads of that as well.
But
in Wimbledon, they do get paid the same, don't they?
I don't think so.
Do they not?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think they do, no. They fucking shouldn't. Don't play the same game.
They don't play as many.
By the way, you weren't far off. So
20 kilometres difference.
15 difference. So Kyrgios...
Oh, really? Wow,
this is fastest recorded, not average, but fastest recorded for Kyrgios was 230 kilometres. And then for Sabalenka was 214.
See, that's not a huge difference. Sabalenka is a power player, like, do you know what I mean? And
she's a beast, yeah.
Kyrgios is still no slouch, but it's not. We're not talking about the biggest hitters.
So the fighting talks already started. Sabalenka said, "I have a lot of respect for Nick and his talent, but make no mistakes, I'm ready to bring my A game." So
yeah,
I'm excited for this. 28th of December.
It'll be interesting.
It will.
I wouldn't say I'm excited for it. There's a lot of stuff coming up that I'd rather watch.
I mean, it's not.
Let's be honest. If there's a half a decent footy game on the other channel, you'll probably spend 5 minutes. And
I
then
don't know.
flick it over.
I don't know. I am. I mean, it's not in me diary, but
in me diary.
I'm.
Your diary's mad though.
Yeah, it's scatty.
Costa
diary,
Davis was it Costa Dave talking about your diary?
Yeah.
Oh, the car
always gives me shit. Costa Dave actually, no, he listens. He pissed me off. I blanked his text. Meant to play in a paddle tournament last week.
Was he the one that Callum
was either mate, was he?
Yeah, Cal Webb, previous guest on the show. And Dave went out the night before, didn't get in till late.
If I was Cal Webb, I wouldn't be speaking to you either, because you let him down as well.
I couldn't turn up, I was a partner.
Still could have turned up and shown
on me Todd, like a Billy No Mates.
Support.
Just to play a little Americano one.
Support, a little knock up for the cameras.
So anyway, Dave, I know you listen. You fucking pissed me off.
After a quick Google, by the
Callum
way.
for you, Andy.
Yeah, sorry, Cal, if you listen as well still.
Wimbledon, males and females both take away 3 mil if they win.
Well, that's a joke, That's a joke, that.
I actually don't think that's... I don't think that's right, because they don't...
No,
again,
they don't play as many
we always talk about normal
Imagine Muskie going, yeah, lads, can you come
part-time
and...
job. Yeah, both do the same job.
Builds a brick wall, I need a 5-metre wall, you're going to do a 10-metre wall, I'm paying you both the same.
But also, it's like, we both work in the same office, do the same job.
Yeah.
I do 5 days a week, you do 3 days a week, and you get paid the same.
It's a joke. So anyway, that got me thinking.
But, sorry, just to go back, and because we've had this with boxing as well, to a certain extent, the women haven't chosen that, have they? They've just been, that's the rules for their sport. So it's not like the women's go, we only want to do 3 sets.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't see many women going, oh, I want to play 5 sets.
You do in boxing, don't you? Like,
yeah, women in boxing.
Tasha Jonas has always said she wants the 3-minute rounds.
But I've never heard anyone in tennis come out and ask for more, because he wouldn't be getting paid anymore.
We don't know, do we? Let's be honest, we're not close enough to know that.
I suppose. Well, anyway, it got me thinking of other sports where men and women can potentially go head to head, and what sports would actually work, and what sports would be
let's take the combat sports out of it.
I was going to say, heavyweight boxing, like, that's not happening, is it?
I mean, although Caroline Dubois would beg to differ.
Caroline Dubois?
Caroline Dubois, yeah. Daniel Dubois' little sister, she's an absolute beast. Yeah.
All right, yeah, but...
Now, it wouldn't... what has happened now
brother and sister rivalry,
but Caroline Dubois would probably be, super middle or something. There'd be a few men who wouldn't want to get in with Caroline Dubois, I'll tell you that.
Few men like me and you. not like actual athletes.
Again, mate, I'm not
If
so
you're
sure,
a professional boxer, you battering any bird. You are.
I
Gary.
mean, listen, you know Tasha Jonas as well.
Yeah, she'll
And
batter
obviously-
me.
Yeah, I know she would, but also she used to spar with a lot of the males.
Oh no, but I'm not just meaning any boxer.
Sex sparring as well, I
I'm
guess.
talking like anyone. If you put like a rank to rank, 10th in the world men against 10th in the world woman, there's never ever.
I agree. That's why I said
Yeah.
I think we should take combat out
So
of it.
take combat out of it, right? Darts. Why is there not more darts players? There's that woman, isn't there, who has played against the
Sharrock.
men?
Sharrock, Fallon
Yeah,
Sharrock.
Fallon Sherrock and what's her name? Bo Greaves. Bo Greaves beat Van Gerwen
So
a
I
few
think
months ago.
the likes of darts, maybe there's no snooker.
There's no advantage, is there? Like obviously,
That's what I'm
there's,
thinking.
there's
So
some
what-
really tall darts players, but you've got people like
So let's rank
James
the
Wade,
sports.
who's quite small.
Let's
and
rank the sports.
Johnny
One
Clayton.
being the most level, the top 5 where men and women could play. And when I say darts, snooker.
Snooker, there's a bit more of the kind of power to it as well. I'm not saying it's like up there with
I'm not being like a child saying this, but fucking boobs get in the way maybe. If you're a big breasted lady.
I mean,
that's
you don't see that many overweight snooker players.
That's what I mean.
So maybe a disadvantage, yeah.
Having big tits not good for snooker. So you got darts. I want to say
Don't reel
snooker.
that one.
Yeah, don't reel that one. Darts, snooker, bowling. Is that a sport? Bowls.
Bowls, not bowling. I think bowling, there's a bit more
Bowling's
like...
you just think
strength.
if you go and like one
10-pin
person's
bowling.
picking up a certain weight and
There's
another
no
person.
strength in 10-pin bowling for a
Fucking
difference.
is.
What is it, right? Have
but
you seen someone throw a ball?
A woman can throw a fucking
Yeah,
bowling
they can,
ball.
but have you seen a professional bowler throw the ball, mate? It's,
Yeah, but I've seen Alba
ridiculous.
get a strike. Like,
yeah,
it's
with
doable.
bumpers. you don't see someone bouncing it off every wall.
I think bowls would be there.
Nah,
It's-
bowls,
Just
not bowling.
Just think,
bowls.
right? The weight of the ball that someone's using impacts how easy it is to get those pins down.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
So you need to be to
Okay.
If
hold
someone's using a lighter weight, it's going to be
Yeah, but
harder.
there's some butch women though, isn't there, that could really throw a ball.
Yeah, but you're saying the average male and average woman, aren't you? Or you're saying,
I
like,
think the best, say, bowler in the world would be all right against the best men's bowler. Also,
I'll be honest,
don't know
watch
too much.
I
10-pin
don't
about
know
bowling.
that.
10-pin bowling either. What
I
about
think
table tennis?
bowls, you've got a point.
Table tennis?
A lot of athleticism, table
That's
tennis.
what I
you
mean,
know.
yeah.
I wouldn't.
No.
I would put it not similar to tennis, but not far off tennis because there's a lot of athletics. Have you seen how far away from the table they play in real table
Yeah.
tennis? Not like me and you playing. Although you fancy yourself, but you're not that good.
No, I'm not that good. I do fancy myself, but no. What other sports?
I mean, it then gets into sports, doesn't it? Some people say darts and snooker aren't sports.
I think generally
games.
any physical sport, it's like a no contest, really, isn't it?
I mean, rugby that wouldn't happen.
Obviously, no. Football,
Footy,
no.
it doesn't.
Athletics,
It wouldn't.
no. What would be then? It'd just be the combat sports would be the worst, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
football, rugby, boxing,
if
UFC.
it wasn't for
football, rugby.
yeah,
I think they're the widest of like.
yeah, I think that sports that sit somewhere in the middle, or maybe cricket, tennis, racket sports. I think you could see that there could be a game, but it would be at times with the
Yeah.
fast bowlers and then the big hitters would maybe change it. If you talk about Test cricket, though, I think it's less of a gap because it's a bit more technical and tactical, isn't it?
But I think tennis is one of those niche sports where it could be interesting.
Yeah, I think. Well, obviously the Saudis don't.
Yeah. Well, it's Dubai. It's in Dubai. But
Oh,
yeah.
is it okay?
And if you do have any suggestions, please put them in the comments below.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there'll be loads that we haven't touched on there.
Yeah.
Because Andy sprung this on us like
I've
10
just
minutes
this on the
ago.
lads just 2 minutes ago. This is how we roll. So yeah.
Badminton. I know
Yeah.
you've got the smash, but
Volleyball as well.
volleyball I think is
high
quite
nets
physical.
though, isn't it? So there's going to be a difference in like
Yeah, the
between
height.
like
Yeah. Physical prowess.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
interesting. So on, I suppose, women's sports, which we rarely speak about, Mary Earps, the England goalie, she's got a lot of flack this week. And I'm always fearful to say this because even though I met him and the 10 minutes I spent with him, he was really a nice guy. He does get a bit of a bad rap for some things he says.
Joey Barton.
So I always feel that when you say something and you agree with him,
Joey Barton.
you automatically... No, but if you say something, you agree with him, it's like...
I know. I have
You,
to.
you get kind of tarnished with this.
Well,
whole,
yeah, I can
but
probably. Yeah, go on.
Actually, what he said though this week, I think he's absolutely nailed the Mary Earps thing. So for anyone who doesn't know, Mary Earps has come out and wrote a book, and in that book, she's kind of done a cardinal sin. What?
Came out in the book as well.
The book came out this week.
She came out.
Oh, a sin of sexuality.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So what's the cardinal sin? Is it not? Go on, sorry.
About, what goes on in the dressing room stays in the dressing room. Basically, and so what's happened is she won the Euros, and then there's a new girl coming through. Hannah, is it Hampson? Is it
Hampton.
Hannah Hampton comes through. She's come out in the book and said Hannah was really, disruptive, almost a bit childish, almost getting in the sessions weren't getting done properly, blah blah blah. So I think Hannah was dropped after the Euros. She was brought back into the mix and then took Mary's place. Mary then retires just before the next Euros. Hannah then goes on, wins the Euros and blah blah blah. In the book though, she's now come out and it's bad timing really.
She said that she said to Serena Wiegman she shouldn't be in the squad.
Yeah, you're rewarding bad behaviour.
Yeah.
And the manager though whether she has rewarded bad behaviour or not, has made the right decision because they went on and won the Euros.
And she did have a good tournament.
She had a brilliant Euro.
Yeah,
Euros.
I mean,
I don't know let me just finish my point. So she's come out, and in this book, what I think's happened, and this is what I said, Joey Barton's had a bit of a rant, and it's basically what he said. On the back of the Euros, and what we've just been speaking about, the money in the game's a lot different. So on the back of the Euros, when Mary's in goal and wins, she then, I think, wins Sports Personality of the Year. She's playing great for United. She gets a move to PSG. So her stock is at an all-time high on the back of that Euros. She's then getting offered, no doubt, loads of book deals at agents like, this is great, planning her whole career basically on the back of all this. At that point, then the book deals come about, blah, blah, blah. What then happens, though, is she loses a place in the England team. But then she's already got this book
lost
deal.
The relevance.
So it's kind of like, she's lost a bit of relevance. She's not really the top keeper in town anymore. And I think then she's purposely kind of
gone on and won.
England. So what would have been great for her is if England would have dropped her, went on and had a shit Euros, but they haven't. They went on and won. So it makes what she said almost seem like sour grapes. And she's then come out and said things that maybe, arguments may happen in the dressing room. She's come out and blew the lid on it all. It's then divided everyone in the football and community, or especially the women's community. She's then threw in there, and by the way, I'm gay, which, you know what, it sounds horrible. I couldn't give a fuck about that. I hate the way it should be a thing. Like, I'm what? I don't think that should be a thing, being gay or not. I don't give a fuck who you're shagging. But she's then kind of used this, and I'm gay. And then she's used the mental health thing. And I just feel a little bit like, girl, you've done what you wanted to do. But unfortunately for you, the girl who's replaced you has done really well. You've not really got a leg to stand on. So now you're falling back to the mental health. By the way, I've come out, I'm gay. And it's like, it's sour grapes, I think. And it's blew up in her face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tread carefully here as well. Disclaimer, I haven't read the book. I've only heard what everyone else has said.
Sensationalised
So
headlines.
what I found a little bit uncomfortable, and this is my understanding of the situation, is that she came out and said, Mary Earps, I've kind of, people have read in between the lines, or, what I've said isn't necessarily the whole truth. She hasn't, as a ghostwriter, she's been side by side with the person who's wrote. She's wrote, this is her book.
I mean,
and she signs off on that.
I've done the book, you have to read it and go, I'm happy with that.
Well, exactly. So I didn't find it comfortable. She said, well, that wasn't exactly what I meant. Well, no, you should have made sure what you meant is what is in that book. And
she knows as well that when she gets a book, the PR machine that she's got behind her are going to pick the bits that are going to get
the juicy
headlines.
bits. Yeah. And there's an argument, and look, I'm making an assumption here. There's an argument that the publishers, whoever, have come back and went, thanks for this, Mary, it's a great book, but it's not very interesting. Can you come up with a few more,
100%.
juicy stories for us here? Because we need to be able to sell this book. Oh, okay, well, how about the Hannah Hampton thing?
Well, the tagline would have been, this book comes out, England don't win the Euros, this book comes out, and everyone goes, Mary called that.
There's two angles, yeah.
Well, and that's what the publishers are probably hoping that's happened. Unfortunately, they've went on and retained the title. So what she's saying just looks stupid. But I suppose the publisher going, but I don't think the publishers are that asked about that Mary going, because they're going, well, this is great. It makes Mary look stupid, but it's great for sales. But that Mary coming out now, and she's getting on all these pods, and it's a bit of a pity party, I think, now. And it's like, you've tried to cash in when your stock was at an all-time high, You thought you were probably bigger than you were, and it's blew up in your face a bit. But it's all the talking point at the minute, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, definitely, and I think I mean, you know better than me and Muskie, as you have actually wrote a book. I think whatever you put in the book, you've got to own it. You just got to own it. And I think that's the bit that I found uncomfortable. She's backtracking on stuff.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely nothing wrong. And Joey can have his opinion. He's been in the dressing room at the top level. We haven't. She has as well. So he's probably got more of a relevant opinion on what you should and shouldn't say in the book about your teammates. But if she's decided to say that and she felt the need to say it and tell that story, then you need to go, Sam, well, yeah, that's what I thought. And I told Serena Vegan what I thought. Clearly I was wrong because England have gone on and won it. And just own that statement and own what you've said and not backtrack and go, and I've got a lot of respect for Hannah, I really like her. Actually, there's been people who've come out and said what she said was right. She was, when she was younger, very disruptive, but she turned the corner, she professionalised, and credit to Savina Wiegman for managing that. That's what you do as a manager. You look at a player and go, or a person and go, oh, actually, they've got all these bad qualities, but their good qualities outweigh them.
Some massive potential.
Yeah, and I can actually get the best out of them. So that's, if anything, it's probably... Savina Vegan's stock's probably risen on the back of it.
Yeah. And listen, we've all been young and we've all done stupid stuff. The Hannah's come into the team.
You still do.
I know. But she's fucked up and she's probably went away and thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I need to sort my head out here. And she has, and she's come back and she's been great since. So, yeah, massive own goal.
I don't think, you know, in the case of Joey Barton, and he'll always be the person to try and find a not say it's a sensational angle, but to dig in on someone who's maybe exploited the situation. But at the same time, I don't think what he's saying is...
It's not controversial.
No, I don't think it's
all
controversial.
I mean is, because he has said that much, I think sometimes the general perception is if you side with Joey Barton...
You know what it is, though? It's because it's about a woman.
Yeah.
But equally,
and he's had his say on...
He digs in about men. Gary Neville.
Gary Neville, yeah.
He digs in about men just as much as women. So,
yeah.
As much as
you know what? I actually like him as well.
Yeah, as much as he's famously got that opinion that he doesn't believe women should be given, you know, the credit that they get. Yeah, and that's, you know, we'll leave that one alone. We've kind of touched on that in our previous segments. He also does have, you know, similar outspoken opinions about men as well. So, I think in this instance, I don't think he's wide of the mark. I think Mary Earps has probably dug her own grave, really. Yeah,
and I just think, going back to what you said, I think it's so true. You know, and you know what? And I'm not after a pity party myself. I could have cashed in so much more just in general if I'd went down the PR machine route and just kind of fucking like leaned into all my like stuff. Do you know what I mean?
You could have dug in on the military and all of like the, you know, the stuff that goes on and the
like things that make not being able to have kids. I could have went down the whole fucking thing about this and I couldn't really talk about it because I'm just like, just get on with it. Now, in a world we live in, everything's clickbaity. Everything needs to be like this whole drama. I seen a lad I follow. I think I had to unfollow him because it was just like, you know what, I won't even like mention much about him, but he's from down south. He had an accident and what happened. And oh my God, like he just sensationalized everything about it. And I'm just like, I don't know. I just think you can really go in on it and make it, or you just fucking get on with your life. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I still make a living out of it.
I was going to say, you do motivational speaking about.
I do, but my Instagram every day is not saying, oh, by the way, I can't have kids every day. I don't fucking talk about that, do I?
No.
This is what I mean. But I still do motivational talk, so everyone does want one. Might have a good story to tell you next week, actually, about a motivational talk.
And if he doesn't, I'm going to tell a story either way. Someone's going to tell a story, and it'll either be...
Yeah, it'll either make me look good or make me look fucking terrible, but...
So if you don't hear about it next week, it's because Andy silenced me.
Put it this way, I might be doing a talk for a football team this weekend. So if they win, all the podcast will be about is that. If they don't, anyway. Right, should we talk about actual footballing? Because it's been a pretty turnaround week for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mo had listened to the pod and he's took his head for a wobble.
Rolled the sleeves up.
You know, as
did Virgil van Dijk.
As Van Dijk did. So the Villa game, we'll just touch on that. I mean, just a solid performance, really, wasn't it?
Back to basics, wasn't it? And I think that's similar with the Madrid one.
Yeah.
Hard work, pressure, players.
I mean, we can probably just put both of them in the same night,
really,
wasn't it? Because it was the same team. And I think if we've learned anything this week, it is that midfield three needs to stay. 100%.
Andy Robertson needs to stay.
Well, yeah, start at the back then. I think this idea was it was going to be a bit of a transition season from Robbo to Kirkes. That needs to get knocked on the head. I think Robbo needs to play 70% of the games, Kirkes 30%, okay? The right back, Bradley needs to be playing, again, 80-90% of those games.
If he can stay fit.
Frimpong, 10-20%. That midfield three, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, that needs to stay 100% of the time. And for me personally, I would say Salah, Ekitike, Isak, Gakpo and Wirtz, them 5 need to fight for those three spots up front.
Wasn't that just the plan from the start, though?
Well, no, because he was putting Wirtz in midfield, wasn't he? And then he was... I just think Wirtz stays...
Well, what I mean, that should have been the plan from the start, because that is the most natural... Because that was the...
But the problem was, though, Gary, they were playing Wirtz in... He was trying him in the midfield, and then he was trying him as the middle of the front three. And it wasn't quite working, and it was, is he on to the left or the... Nah, that midfield three, the one that won us the league last season, needs to stay every week.
But also, don't forget, McAllister came back sluggish, didn't start very well.
Yeah.
We also
wasn't playing.
He got injured as well,
we needed to put Szoboszlai at right back because we had no other right backs, or they weren't performing to the level that they should have. And I know that did compromise that midfield three, but now that we've got someone to play at right back, and we've got all 3 of those fit, I think it's a no-brainer.
It will be funny though. Let's just say we end up going to win the league. I mean, it's going to be tough now, but let's just say we did win the league. I think he will have won the league with pretty much the same team as he had last season, barring Ekitike and a bit of a roll from Wirtz. Because Kirkes, he can't be trusted at the moment. Whereas Robbo, you know what you're getting. He's just had 2 brilliant games there against Villa, and top side in Villa who were on a massive run of form, weren't they, when we played them? Madrid, I think, had won the last 17 games or something like that. He's 2 of his best performances for a long time, by the way. Bradley, coming back from his injuries, I think he must wake up thinking, can we play Madrid every week? Do you know what I mean? His performances against Mbappe last season and then Vinicius Junior, he's done 2 very similar tackles, which are unbelievable.
I also think it's what they're asked to do in those games, though, as well. So, like, Bradley will have been told, don't get ahead of the halfway line too much. Like, stay where you need to stay. Same with Robertson. Don't be bombing on. Just stay at that back 4. And Robertson even said, you can't be winning games by conceding 2 or 3. You can win games a lot easier if you don't concede at all.
Well, I think the defenders must know. They must go, fucking hell, all we need to do is keep a clean sheet, or at worst concede 1. And these lads are going to score 3 or 4 here. Like most weeks, I think they got the confidence in the strike force that they will. That midfield 3, once I know, maybe I've been a bit harsh saying we should have played it from the start. We couldn't. McAllister was injured. Gravenberch's been in and out the team, and Szoboszlai, like you say, he's had to go to right back. But if there's the possibility, that midfield 3, there's no questions. Obviously, bring Curtis Jones in and Enzo and that to help out now and again. Even Chiesa, I suppose, can, if you want to put him in. But that midfield 3, I think, is the best chance we've got to get in any type of form. And the front line, not that I'm going to start digging him out again, but I'm almost not that bothered when Moyes goes to Africa for the African nations, because I don't think he had a great game against Madrid. He was probably the worst player, I would have thought.
I think it's a nice opportunity to see what it's like without...
That's without dropping him.
Because you've clearly seen that dropping him causes drama. Which
causes drama with the fans on social media, on
and
podcasts,
the players,
but also
the players, because he's obviously an influential figure, and the players will have a hell of a lot of respect for him for what he's done in the past, and therefore there will be players in that dressing room who goes, doesn't matter, you just don't drop him.
Exactly.
That's just the way it is.
He's got that much credit in the bank. The likes of maybe Robbo and Van Dijk are going, fucking hell, you can't drop Mo. Whereas when he goes away in January, I'd arguably put Wirtz on the right, either Ekitike or Isak down the middle, and Gakpo on the left. I'd be more than happy with that. So,
I wouldn't be surprised if Frimpong gets a little go every now and again.
Frimpong go up there on the right, So, I would just say, and like we seem to say every week, Arne Slot's job is going to be keeping those 5 strikers, Wirtz, Gakpo, Isak, Ekitike, Salah, all happy and motivated, because them 5 have got to make up the front 3 spaces. I don't think.
I also don't reckon that they're fighting for 3 places. I think they're fighting for 2, because Salah always gets his place.
Possibly, yeah. So that's going to be the big thing. But yeah, solid performance, really good game of football. I actually thought it was interesting without sounding like Arne Slot. And by the way, I will caveat me having a bit of a dig at him last week, saying he always moans. I do think the more and more I'm learning when you hear other people talk, Dutch people, I don't know many Dutch people, but are very just matter-of-fact, straight talking. So when he's come out after interviews and said, we couldn't play the game we wanted to play because they played the low block, I think to us in our culture, it sounds like he's making excuses and moaning, where actually he's just
Saying
going,
as it is.
saying as it is, yeah.
Or the managers might have said something else, whereas he's just gone, yeah. Like, and that's on him.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, like, I think someone else said, well, it's your job also to know how to deal with low blocks then. If you know that that's how you perform.
He does say that in between the lines, though, and again, he does openly say, and we haven't found a solution for that.
Yeah, but
Is
that
it? But
doesn't get
everyone's
picked up,
choosing,
though, does it?
everyone's choosing to ignore that because he said that first.
So what I will say, without trying to sound like him, is, you know, when I wouldn't, obviously not going to advise, not that any football managers listening to me,
You did
but
last week.
but
I mean, you do want a football manager to be listening to you this week.
For this week. When a team does play the way Real Madrid did and want to play football, we look fucking unbelievable. Like, we are such a good footballing team. We don't look as great when teams just volley at 60 yards and you have to win headers and you have to break down a low block.
You say that about City as well, though. City
know,
have had that
yeah.
problem for years, haven't they? Like,
Yeah.
if
And
a team goes toe-to-toe with them and plays footy with them, very few beat
Speaking
them.
to me mate Nick on the phone this week, and he had to catch up with him, and he was saying it feels a little bit like what City, where it got boring because teams just turn up, put 11 men behind the ball, and it was just City passing it from left to right, trying to pick holes. Now, City did find ways to win, hence why they won so many leagues. I think that's where Liverpool are at. But my point is, when a big team with top quality talent all over the field comes to actually have a game of football, it is always a great game of football watching Liverpool and a Real Madrid go toe-to-toe. Not many long balls.
I'll be honest, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you're being disrespectful to the teams that have beat you recently to say it's all been long ball. I think you've just... it's been your system as much as their way of playing.
No, I know,
So
but what I'm saying
I mean?
is, aesthetically on the eye,
But that's everyone this season. Every Premier League team is throwing long balls into the box. Like, the game's evolved.
What I'm saying though is to actually watch a game of football with two teams who want to keep the ball on the deck and are just zipping it 1-2s, triangles everywhere, overlaps.
I thought that Brentford game was a good game to watch for the neutral. It was a good game. They played fast attacking football.
But quality wise, that Real Madrid Liverpool was unbelievable. Lad.
I wouldn't say it was unbelievable.
Some of the football was brilliant, and I personally prefer to watch that than I would fucking 100 long balls.
Oh, you are absolutely contradicting yourself, because last season you were going, Bob, it's boring this. Pass. I want to see the Klopp, fast, last minute winners, all that.
Still doing that.
But
you can still have that in a game of football.
You said to me, it's boring watching this, passing it round, blah, blah, blah. There's no real... That's what most of your game against Real Madrid was about.
Yeah, but you've got two teams doing that, is what I'm saying. Liverpool sometimes are doing fast passes, but then the other team are just sitting there with a low block. You're like, fucking hell, that's when it gets a bit fucking hell. Whereas, once Real Madrid got it, they too were doing fast passes in and out of it, and it was like, I personally like that.
It's our job to combat that, though, isn't it?
Combat what?
Like, if a team shows up like that, we should be able
to
just go, right, we've now got to change X, Y, and Z.
I think it's an
interesting point.
I just think it's a really ignorant or arrogant way of looking at it, going, if you are going to come and play good footy against us, it's going to be a crap game of footy.
I'm not saying that.
That's basically what you're saying.
All right, it's more in...
You are sounding like that. If you're not going to come and play nice football and going to go... Your teams come to win, and you won your league. You didn't win it by outpassing City and going and toe-to-toe with them. You did, but to a different degree. You went to go and spoil them.
You're making me feel like I made a shit point now, but I know
go rat around them and stuff.
I know what I meant to be.
You've got to play to your strengths, and that's what I'm saying. And Real Madrid were playing to their strengths. That's the way they play.
Yeah,
all right. It just so happens that their strengths complement the way you want to play.
Yeah, that's a better way of me saying it then. Listen, I don't mind.
But Villa, I don't think Villa did. Villa did actually come to spoil a little bit. Villa sat back. It just didn't work for them.
But I just mean, I think from a neutral's point of view, there's so many of my mates messaging going, look, great game of footy that, when it was just two teams trying to play.
But I think the other factor is, it's the Champions League group stages when you can afford to lose 4 games. If Xabi Alonso was going into that game and it was a 2-legged tie, you wouldn't have seen Real Madrid playing the same way.
Yeah, true.
But
overall, enjoyable game. The other big talking point was El Rato, Trent, coming back. By the way, have you seen his brother on Instagram? He's a fucking helmet, him. Is his Marshall or something his name
he does live streams now, doesn't he?
Oh,
he's turning himself into an influencer.
Wannabe cringe master. It's fucking mate. I never comment any negative stuff, and it was on like Sport Bible or something, and it was just him being a ming.
What was he saying?
So he basically was saying things along the lines of people can comment on the live stream and stuff, and someone must have said like, will Trent come back? And he was like, oh no, he's made his decision, blah blah blah. And then at the end of the game he was like, one of my teams still won though. One of my teams won. Like it was a win-win situation.
Bad Ming. Trying to stay relevant because his brother can play football. Go and make a life for yourself, lad. Stop living in his shadow, being a little YouTube Ming.
But do you know if I was Trent, I'd be like, hey lads, you should be wanting my teams to win, you know. I know that you used to support Liverpool.
YouTube Mings.
Do you know what? I had to go with someone recently. Someone said to me about called me a fucking YouTuber or a podcaster. I said I'm a fucking ex-Marine motivational speaker. Don't ever fucking tarnish me with that. But oh yeah, bad Ming. But honest, brother, I was fucking so happy he got the reception he deserved. I put something on my Instagram and loads of people messaged me, said, yeah, bang on. I can't stand it listening to TalkSport all morning. Ex-pros ringing up saying, oh, fans shouldn't boo Trent. I hate that. People telling you how you should feel or how you should react. Without going into all the sag, what happened and all that, the Duolingo stuff, him learning Spanish and being fluent and all that. He was a bad rat. He was a bad rat in how he left. So good on him. He got the response that he deserved, and that was that. Got no pity for him whatsoever, and I was just so happy that he did get booed. And I was made up that everyone got proved wrong, going, oh, I think he deserves a fucking round of applause.
Regardless of why he got booed and the motivation of what people done and this kind of, I couldn't care less. He's playing for the opposition team.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a way of getting at the opposition and trying to make it so whatever. Like,
do you know the other thing as well? It just proves, right? I hope it proves this to people, that fucking money isn't everything. Do you know what I mean? Like the loyalty. Where's loyalty these days? Do you know what I mean? He's thought he's big for his boots, and he's thought I'll go fucking more money and all that. And yet the legacy he could have had, the whole, he's got 60,000 people there singing Steven Gerrard. That could have been him. Do you know what I mean? And
that was the point, wasn't it?
He's give all that up for what? So he can win the Champions League with Madrid. So do you think any Scousers fucking asked? Oh, anyway.
And also on the flip side, it was to be expected. It's not that he would turn up and went, oh, I was expecting to get clapped on or whatever. And it's just one of those, once you've made your bed, you lie in it. And if all it's going to be is a couple of boos when he visits Anfield every now and again, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, listen, as if he's fucking asked about us me moaning about him now, or 60,000 moaning the other night. He's living in Spain now. He's not asked. But no doubt, though, and I don't care how mentally strong he thinks he is, he would have been gutted.
Yeah, I mean,
at the time.
Not only that as well, he knows now whether he has illusions about this or not. He comes back to Liverpool for the next 10 years.
Yeah,
and tries to live his normal life in Liverpool. It's not going to happen.
It's not happening. Yeah. Where you look at the likes of Stevie and Cara when they walk the streets, they're like fucking paved with gold almost because of what they've done. But yeah, good riddance to him. Glad he got the reception he deserved.
No, there's always a space at the Hill Dickinson Stadium for you, Trent.
Yeah. Or your brother Marshall. Fucking tit.
Marshall.
I think his name's Marshall, you know.
Marcel.
Close enough.
Marshall Mathers.
He's fucking Marshall now, Marshall, that's it. On this weekend, massive game, obviously Man City. By the way, onto it, Musk. We always play Man City around Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
That Mane 3-1 was that, wasn't it?
Do you know that game, Mane 3-1? I remember I had a couple hundred quid I think I had on. Liverpool were flying.
Mane 2-1 or 4-1?
No, I had Liverpool -2.
Oh.
They were winning 3-0, lads. I was like, wow. And then fucking Silva scored, I think it was. Made it. Anyway, I digress. Massive game. And it segues into the Everton game, because I think just this weekend in general for Liverpool and Everton are absolutely huge. I think if Liverpool win, I'd say they're back in the title race. I think if they lose...
Are they? I mean, I guess they're in the title race by definition. But if Arsenal win...
Well, I think...
Still, what? Like, is it 7?
We're 7 points behind at the minute. But I just think if we get beat, it goes to 10.
I would say, yeah, if you get beat, you're out of it. If you win, it probably restores a bit of faith that you can...
I think that's what it is. I think it's more of the faith and mentality of it could... And then I can spare you on and all that kind of stuff.
We cannot get beat this weekend. I don't even think... You know what? I'd go as far to say it's a must-win. I don't even think a draw's good enough. I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you draw and Arsenal win, it's 9 points.
Yeah, they
and
need
that means
to win.
Arsenal need to lose 5 games realistically. Because
They lose against us maybe the second time round, and they hopefully lose to City. There's 2 you could argue, but the way they're playing,
you could argue really. Use were fortunate to beat them. It was the Szoboszlai free kick when it was at that one.
Yeah.
It's obviously an outstanding free kick.
They've only conceded 3 goals, and that free kick was one of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're so solid, aren't
So solid at the back. So
but again, that's showing the thing that we were saying about how poor Liverpool have been at the back. It shows that if you just get that right, the chances are you're gonna do well. You're gonna get up there because you know you're not gonna get beat if you can't concede.
Yeah. I just think this weekend is absolutely massive. Not a great time to be playing City either. Haaland's obviously the form he's in. Foden got a couple of goals in the Champions League this week. It's going to be a really tough game, but given 2 clean sheets, 2 solid performances, there's hope. There's more hope than it was last week anyway, playing Villa.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine that if we were playing City last week, they'd be rubbing their hands together. And now that we're playing them on Sunday, it's more of a, are they getting back into a little bit of form here? And that might just change a little, not for all of them. They're all like winners really, aren't they? But some of them might be like, I wish they hadn't have just had back-to-back wins there and back-to-back clean sheets. It's going to be a little bit harder than we were expecting.
Yeah, definitely would have changed City's mindset. I think just seeing a little run of form in 2 games. But I just think the pressure now of Will Sloppy saying to the players, look, this is a must not lose game. You know, the way I'm saying it is, I mean, will that be in the players' head, you think, or not?
I don't know.
I
think it'd be more of a just keep doing what we've been doing.
I think
and say it from a positive like mindset of like, we've done this the last 2 games. Why wouldn't you do the same? Don't think about not losing. Think about doing what we've been doing.
I think the fact that the international break comes straight after it as well is also massive. So if we can beat City, the gap goes down to 4 points, and then obviously depending on how Arsenal get on, they play Sunderland away. Be a tough game there. But then when they get back off the international break, Arsenal have got Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea, Brentford, Villa. So toughish games coming up. Hence why we need to just stay in the pack. We need to just stay up their arses, because I think they might drop points the next day. That Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea, Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea that week. I think Arsenal could drop up, could slip up there. But we just need to be ready to pounce. So massive game, and I think we'll win. I'm going to go for 2-1. I think Haaland will score, but I think the game that Vietz had against Real Madrid, I think he played brilliant. And if they can play the same start 11, I think maybe bringing Gakpo on, maybe.
I thought the understanding between Vietz and Ekitike was really good against Madrid as well. Like they just seemed fluid, and they just knew where each other were going to be and were playing off each other, not even sometimes needing to look up.
Yeah.
And that's what you want.
Do you know Ekitike, lad, he reminds me a bit of Torres, you know. I think he's faster than people give him credit for.
Yeah. He's got that stature as well, of a long stride as well.
Yeah, but I just think he looks a bit like, doesn't look that strong, but when he's running and he's having a go, I'm like, you can tell he fancies himself, and I'm starting to become a big fan of his.
I think he's very unpredictable to defend against as well, because I think sometimes he doesn't know what he's going to do.
Not sure how long Isaac's got left. But you know what, just to touch on him before we move on to Everton, that was a big concern that, you know, when I was speaking to Newcastle mates, they were going, he's fucking so injury prone, you know. A lot of money to be paying for someone who's, you know, injured a lot. And obviously he hasn't even scored.
It's not big injuries, is it? It's like 3 games a year, 2 games a year. Which is just as frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm just thinking is, when you look at his, where is he? It's not even on there. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, he played 34 times last season, but I'm assuming that was in all competitions. And 30 times and 22 before that. So, yeah. Shall we get on? But yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1. Your prediction, Musk?
I reckon, fingers crossed that they defend it like they have been the last couple of games. I'll go 1-0 again.
Okay. So I mentioned big weekend for the Merseyside club. By the way, last weekend was a good one. And this week, Southport.
Yeah, great
Southport
result.
got a win. They're playing...
wasn't it the weekend? It was in
midweek, sorry. They're playing Chester on Tuesday, who are also down at the bottom of the league as well. They're playing someone this weekend who are close to the bottom, so it's 2 massive games for
Chester got a 97th minute equaliser against Marine in the week. And he was down to 10 men as well.
Yeah, they played Tuesday. I might actually
The
go.
manager could have got sacked if that would have stayed as it was.
So yeah, looking at the league table, Everton are playing Fulham at home. Everton sitting 14th, Fulham 15th. I'm not going to take the piss and say, it's a must-win for you, but it's getting to that point now where if obviously Fulham win, they're going to go above you. The only teams below you there are Leeds and Burnley, West Ham, Forest and Wolves. I'd say this is a must-win, would you?
Yeah, I think it is for a number of reasons. Obviously, we're not on a great run of form. I think it's fair to say that the Tottenham game was I've spoken about the Tottenham game quite a bit. It was a bit of an anomaly. It wasn't a 3-0 game by any stretch of the imagination, although the result says it was.
It was one win in 9 years have got.
Yeah, we haven't lost. We drew quite a few in there as well, but still, the form isn't great. That said, Fulham's form's worse. They've only got a point away from home this season, and I think they've got 3 points from the last 6 or something. One of the their only win away was on penalties at Wickham. So they're the second worst team away from home in the Premier League, behind Wolves.
Yeah.
Sorry, ahead of Wolves. So they haven't got a good away record. So they're not coming to Goodison full of confidence. They only beat Wolves last week. Wolves had a man sent off after 30 minutes. So, and I think they still they won 3-0, but I think it was 2 really outstanding
They've
goals.
scored in 3 out of 4 of the away games though. So which means you've got to score twice, which it's been a struggle for you, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, it has, but at our own games, it hasn't. Apart from the Tottenham game, we have scored. I think in most home games, West Ham, they dug in a little bit, didn't it? It was their first game.
Yeah, they didn't score against Tottenham or Villa. The rest of you have.
Yeah, listen, I'm confident this weekend. I think the reason being, I think we flew out the blocks against Sunderland. If we can do the same at home against a team that's low on confidence. Remember, we were playing a Sunderland that could have went second the other night, and a team that has come from behind a few times, including coming from behind at Stamford Bridge to beat Chelsea. So I think, despite a lot that's been made about how poorly we played in the second half and whatever, if Tieno Barry puts that chance away and it's 2-0, I think that game's dead and buried. I think, despite how well Sunderland have been playing,
big chance, wasn't it?
It was an atrocious miss, but I'm not going to dwell on that because it's not anything I haven't already said already. We haven't got a proper striker, and that's going to keep hurting us until it doesn't, until we get someone else in, or one of them finds some form, which I don't think is likely. So yeah, it's been no secret, I think since the start of the season, that our goals need to come from those midfield players, and I think the thing that most Evertonians have been talking about this week is how we try and shake that midfield up a little bit. I don't think any of the individual players in that midfield are playing poorly. Far from it. Grealish is still creating chances. He's obviously just got no one who's putting them away at the moment. And Zai obviously scores a brilliant goal on Monday. And
he's so good in, by
he
the way.
deserved that. He deserved that good goal because he's been doing a lot of good work that maybe he's hitting the post or the keeper's making a great save. And all Evertonians will tell you that they're not surprised to see him score a goal like that, and he has runs like that and shots most weeks that he nearly scores. So Grealish and Zai still playing well. Keenan Dewsbury playing well, but hasn't been as effective because of the fact that I think most teams have worked out now, if they can cut out the combination play between Dewsbury Hall and Grealish, one of them is going to struggle. And I think now most Evertonians would agree Dewsbury Hall probably has to drop deeper for the home games to give us a bit more creativity from deep. Idrissa Gueye just needs to come out for the home games. He's been a great servant for us, and he still is a great player. But you don't need him in this team when you're playing a team outside of the top 5. The reason being, we've got a centre-back playing right-back and a left-back who's more of a defender than an attacking full-back. Therefore, we've almost got a flat-back 4. You don't then need a defensive midfielder with a flat-back 4. So I think putting Dewsbury Hall deeper alongside Garner allows us to get either Dibbling into the team or Mill and Roll into the team, who I think most Evertonians are keen to see start a game. That then takes the pressure off that number 9 being there to score goals. And I think if that's the case, you probably start to go, you know what, play Tieno Barry. Don't rely on him to score goals. Let him do the good work that he was doing at the start of the game and just try and play him into some confidence. Because the one thing I was disappointed about is the way that Moyes managed that situation on Monday. Clearly, he's a young lad. He's missed a sitter. Obviously, everyone's fuming about him missing a sitter, and it's I'm not taking the heat off him, but still, keep him on the pitch. He's played well to that point. He should be putting the arm around the shoulder at half time and going, listen, lad, you played really well for 30 minutes. It's not quite going for you. Keep getting in those areas. You'll get a chance, you'll score. But no, 55 minutes in, he hooks him for Beto. You could see, I mean, I don't know if you watched the game, he's rolling his eyes going,
well, you literally said on the show last week, you went, he's so predictable. It's 60 minutes and he just swaps Beto for
and it's not helping either striker, because you're going, if I miss a chance or if I don't play, brilliance for 60 minutes, I'm coming off. So I don't think that whole pattern is helping either striker. It is mad how
clockwork it is, though. It's like, regardless of what's going on, 60 minutes.
Yeah, and you know what? There has been times this season, like Palace at home, doing the change at half time, and it wasn't clockwork, but he changed the strikers at half time and it worked. So maybe he's thinking, you know what? And the fans have seen at times, whoever comes on tends to play better than the player that started for some reason. So both players tend to be better off the bench. But it didn't work on Monday, and I don't think it was a game where bringing a striker on was going to change things, because we were so deep at that time. The ball wasn't going up to the forwards anyway. I think, if anything, bringing on a striker that was just going to stay up front as Beto does and not drop in and try and get the ball hinders us. So, listen, going back to it, I think, as you said, it's a big game. No two ways about it. I think we do need to win, because we're playing against a team that are just below us, a team that I think are going to be there or thereabouts with us in the league, if not maybe a little bit lower. A team that are low on confidence. We allow them to win on Saturday, or even if we draw with them, it gives them a bit of confidence. It obviously allows the likes of West Ham, who are playing Burnley the weekend at home, to get a little bit closer to us.
Yeah.
If we win on Saturday, you're suddenly going, okay, we're, depending on results, either 3, 4, 5 points outside of the top 6. If we lose on Saturday, we're either 3, 4 or 5 points outside the bottom 3. So it's one of them games where I think the players will be sitting there on Saturday night going, looking up or looking down, and we certainly don't want to be the latter.
Just looking at the league table there, I think the 3 that are going to go down are going to be Leeds, Burnley and Wolves. I cannot see West Ham and Forest struggling for the whole season. And then the next 2 up are Everton and Fulham. So I think, I wouldn't start it in the relegation kind of talk, yeah.
I do think eventually, with a couple of injuries, Brentford will start slipping down the table. I know they've done well against Hughes and they've got a few decent forwards, but they are rather predictable. And I think, don't get me wrong, I don't think they're going to end up being in the bottom 3, but I do think there'll be a team who'll steadily start to drop down. Looking at the table, you'd expect Newcastle to pick up. I don't think Sunderland, from what I see on Monday, are going to keep it up for the whole season. Don't get me wrong, I think they'll be okay, more than okay. But I certainly don't think they're going to be in the dizzy, experiencing the dizzy heights.
Top 10, do you think? Top
no,
6?
I honestly don't. Not top 6, definitely not top 6. They haven't got enough depth in there.
Do you know, I was a little bit surprised at the point this week. One of the lads goes home and away for Everton, called Simo. He's not happy with Moyes. I didn't realise how many Everton fans were Didder and Dave, who were just really not having him.
I think not having him is a bit, because I can't disagree in the sense that it's just
Didder and Dave's a great name, by the way, isn't it?
Didder and Dave came about, by the way, because of his transfer, his work in the transfer market, where he kind of goes, we don't really want to pay that much for him, shall we get him? And then suddenly we've lost out on him. But I don't think it's necessarily the case with his selections, because he's just so stubborn, and West Ham fans seeing this, he picks the same 11 playing in the same positions every week, and it always gets you enough points, and I don't think that's going to not be the case this season. But when you've got a bit more depth as we've got this season, and you have got players that can change the game and players that can change the way we're playing, he'd rather that not happen. He likes to see it he likes it to play out the way that he wants it to play out. And the only time that he seems to go away from that is if the game is just so, and he done it against Palace, where we were 1 down and we were playing that badly that he couldn't not make a change. When it's just there or thereabouts, he doesn't really take any risks or throw, roll the dice, and it's always like for like. And that was the same in his first spell at Everton. No Everton fan who remembers his first spell can tell me any differently. It was always one player for another player. He'd always bring a Nietzsche on the right wing and take someone off. He'd bring a hold midfielder on for another hold midfielder. He'd take a left back off for a centre mid and drop someone else into left back. It's always been.
Let me ask you this then, looking a bit more long term, then, like you say, you think you're going to be more than safe this season, great and all that. how does the transition work from going from a midfielder like I did it in Dave, where he doesn't really, do too much, keeps you steady, gets you enough points, kind of solid and compact, and how does that then transition to a manager that's a bit more open, a bit more flair, a bit more ambitious? Because it seems to me, the second you do get a manager like that...
No, I know where you're going with it. No,
I
I disagree with you. If you look at the signings we've made, we haven't made any defensive signings this window. These haven't been David Moyes signings, and I think that's, to a certain extent, encouraging. Don't get me wrong, Jack Grealish was probably a sign he was like, is right, let's get Jack Grealish. Keenan Dewsbury-Hall, very few managers at our... in our position in the table would have turned away a Dewsbury-Hall, but the likes of Tyler Dibbling, the likes of Mailey Mail-and-Roll fit to David Moyes to a certain extent, but he's not a defensive player. Tierno Barry has not been pulling up trees, but would he be a better player with a manager with a different system? We don't know. I think it's fair to say that Villarreal plays a very different system to what we play. So I think 50% at least of the signings we've made in this window are not David Moyes signings. The signings for the club, for the future. If that includes David Moyes, great. If it doesn't, whatever. But I think to answer your question, I don't think we've signed players in the mould of David Moyes. We've signed players in the mould of the ownership, the directorship, whatever it is, whatever our transfer committee looks like. I don't think these signings or this team, this club is being shaped for David Moyes. It's being shaped for the way that the owners see the club going.
That's fair enough. The other problem I think you're going to have at the end of this season, Grealish is going to end up being your player of the season, followed by Ndiaye.
Ndiaye is going to be the player of the season.
Well, I was going to say followed by Ndiaye or vice versa. I will be shocked if we are sitting here in August and both of them are still at your club.
I agree, but I had this conversation with Colin on Across the Park podcast yesterday. Like, if we sell Ndiaye in the summer window and he's produced 4 or 5 more moments like he did on Monday and he ends up with double figures in goals and assists, etc., we'll be selling them for 60, 70 million. I've got no doubt about that.
Bought them for 20, I think.
Yeah, if someone signs for Everton at this moment in time, we finish mid-table, they do as well as they possibly could for us, and we sell them for 60, 70 million. It's a nice one, mate. Appreciate it. Let's go and invest. That's just the way it is. That's where we are as a club, unfortunately. If we finish 6th or 7th and we get into Europe, then you're going, look, hold on to them for one more season. Yeah. But that's just the way... that's the circle of life in the Premier League, isn't it? Like, Palace have gone through it, Brighton have gone through it, all the teams and they're the teams, whether we like it or not, and Evertonians might have a go at me, they're the teams at the moment that we're aspiring to be. Not the clubs, but they are the teams and the structures that we're trying to aspire to at the moment, and we're not quite there. So
I was going to say, the problem being with them is they are getting Europe each season.
Not each season.
Well, most seasons they're trying to...
Once Palace have had it the first time this season.
It was last season. Oh, no. Yeah, but they won a trophy, though.
Well, yeah. Well, you'd argue they've been on that kind of journey for 2-3 years, haven't they? They got Glasner 2 seasons ago. Yeah, they started kind of turning players over like Eze and Elise 2 seasons ago. It's not been like a 10-year project, has it?
No, but they're teams that are in Europe, however they got in, and that's what I'm saying. I just don't see where Everton kind of make that gap. It's almost you have to jump from a kind of David Moyes to someone else, and it's just
Brighton are in Europe, though, are they?
But they have been the last couple of years,
but the pattern with those clubs, maybe not to a certain extent Palace, because they've had Glasner now for 2.5 years. Brighton have turned over managers regularly. Brentford have turned over managers regularly. Forest have done it several times, and obviously their owner's been a bit more aggressive. And I'm not saying we're in a Forest model, but there's 2 or 3 clubs there that have not spent over the top, but have sold really well. So to answer your question and to counter it, I more than welcome us selling Ndiaye for a hatful of money if it means we can reinvest in the right way, and that includes with the coach if that's necessary. So I don't think we need to be a club, and I don't think any clubs in that bracket are scared of changing the coach. And I don't think we can be scared of it.
I know you're not a Moyes out, but who would you, whether it's the end of the season, whether it's, I don't know, another couple of years down the line, where if you see that you've said the signings you brought in haven't been David Moyes signings, they've been more for a future look, what type of manager would you want to even go for?
I don't know, because and I don't want to get drawn into that right now, because I was asking Liverpool fans the same question last week, and everyone's looking around going, I don't know. I don't think there's coaches out there I don't think there's an abundance of coaches that are available at your level, and equally at our level, I don't know there's abundance of coaches there. You'd have to be looking, I think, at coaches that are operating at clubs or teams, in that bracket, but maybe looking to...
Someone said actually in the comments last week, didn't he, Areola? Would you not have him?
I'd love him, but you know, if you're Areola, would you move from a Bournemouth now that he's probably done a lot of work?
That was actually my point. Like,
Everton are a bigger club than Bournemouth.
Absolutely no doubt about that. But it depends what Areola wants for his career, doesn't it? Look, he's going to get more money coming to Everton. He's going to have a higher profile job at Everton. There's a different type of pressure. Listen,
I just don't think he'd move from Bournemouth to Everton, but I think he'd stay at Bournemouth until somebody else came around. If you know what I mean.
I think that's fair. Listen, to answer your question, I'd love Areola. Grass isn't always greener, but I think Areola would represent a step up from David Moyes. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. And I think I'm on the fence really whether Areola would take that job. If Bournemouth didn't get into Europe this year and it was because of a lack of investment and ambition, and Everton came knocking, I think it's fair to say that provided there weren't other teams in the market like Newcastle's or Spurs or whatever it was, then I think we'd have a good chance. Outside of that, I mean, you're probably even looking at the coaches like Fabian Hertzler who you bring in from a Germany or whatever, or someone like him. But I'm not at that stage right now where I'm going, who exactly are we going for and why? I still think at this moment in time,
he's got a job to do, hasn't he? He's doing all right, I think.
Yeah. Listen, he's took the team on from where we were last year. Yeah. We're now at the point as fans and as a club where we've got the new stadium, we've got players in like Grealish, who've got Ndiaye playing really well, and the expectations are higher, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And we don't want to be looking over our shoulder. And if in 3 months' time we still find ourselves looking over our shoulder and it's because of a lack of ambition from the coach, I don't think the owners will hesitate to change.
Prediction?
3-1. I think we'll get a few.
Find the fucking goals from somewhere.
Well, yeah. Listen, at some point, one of those strikers has got to score. I just think the law of averages. I think the XG now is over 6 for the pair of them, and they've only got 1 between them. So the law of averages, if you rate XG at all as an indicator, it tells you that one of them is going to score. And I think if they do, that there'll be other few players who'll chip in. Anyone who's got any spare money today, get your money on either Michael Keane first goal or Michael Keane anytime. He will score this weekend.
You reckon?
Bournemouth are a bit shaky from set plays. Marco Silva's always been a bit ropey on that front, and Michael Keane gets his head on so much at the moment. Good finisher as well.
Last week we spoke about the Premier League 11 for most appearances. It got a lot of comments both on YouTube and Instagram. People arguing, going, was kind of Phil Neville a left back, the true left back at that position? Was he there? But it was good debate. We even had Emil Heskey giving a little like. He liked to see his name there. Phil Neal's son commented. It was on YouTube, I think.
TikTok. Ashley, yeah.
Done a bit of a nice one for Ash. Done a bit of a digging, mate. Phil Neal's record is a joke, right? Phil Neal actually had a run of 417 consecutive matches in all competitions in the mid-70s, early 80s.
Wow.
Lad, how do you play 90 minutes for 417 games on the spin?
But also, what we were saying last week about Giggs was he was in that team of that 11, but also playing at that level. That's Phil Neal. Like, Liverpool were a powerhouse while he's playing. It's not just like he's consistently playing for a lower league team or someone lower down in the division. He was playing in Champions League. He was winning titles, and that's on a consistent basis. Level,
It's absolutely insane. So when he joins the club, lad, he ends up winning 8 league titles, 4 league cups, just the 4 European cups, Super Cup, UEFA Cup, and FA Cup runner-up. 417 consecutive games, and in that time, you win 8 league titles and 4 European Cups, is a joke.
It is a joke.
That is a proper joke.
In the days when there was no sports science, no rehab, probably barely a physio, you just, you got given some...
I'd love to know what injuries he actually had and played with. You'd have no chance
bones,
today.
I'm sure.
I think he got injured at Man United. That's what brought the run to an end. But you imagine having a run of 417 consecutive games, and you win the league in your country 8 times, and you win 4 European Cups. So in the most successful period
in the club's
in
history.
the club's history.
You've been an ever-present.
You've been ever present for 417 consecutive games. Phil Neal, you are a legend.
I was done not a fucking statue of Phil Neal on that basis. Like,
That's it.
obviously, it's unsung heroes comes to mind. I don't think.
Well, he
I
was
think,
no doubt lauded at the time,
Yeah,
wasn't
of
he? But for
course.
us younger fans, I mean, he's 75, I think now, Phil Neal. But you just think of, like, you know, people who've won the European Cup. There are some big names who've won, you know, 2 European Cups, he's won 4. 8 league titles, 4 European Cups.
Phil Neal, and he's got a massive bunch of flowers for you because
Yeah,
you deserve your flowers.
You deserve your flowers. You know, when you talk about the modern day great and stuff, you look at, you know, Thierry Henry. How many league titles did Thierry Henry win?
4 or 5.
2.
Did he? Yeah.
How mad's that?
Wow. Saying that Arsenal didn't have a ridiculous run, did they? I think they must have won 4 or 5 in that period, but Henry was only around for.
But you think of Thierry Henry, you think arguably the greatest ever. Only won 2.
How many did Ryan Giggs get though? Ryan Giggs like
About 13, I think.
wow.
Yeah.
Phil Neal also scored in the 84 Champions League final.
Yeah.
So again, he's not just a right back who's just defending.
I think, yeah.
He was getting up there as well.
Scored the winning penalty, I think, did he as well?
He did score in the shootout. I don't know if it's the winner or not.
One for another week, and I won't really open the can of worms just this one, but with Thierry Henry, I couldn't believe it. He only won 2 league titles. Mo Salah's won 2 league titles. Gun to your head, who you're having, and you
Henry. All day long.
that quick.
Yeah, that quick.
Not even a debate.
Not even a debate for me. No, not even.
But if you're going to look at numbers and
not even a
stats,
debate. Only on the basis that when Mo Salah doesn't score, he does nothing else. On Henry, like, was just
I mean, he did get about 25
ridiculous.
assists last season, like, but
no. Sorry, when he doesn't provide a goal contribution, I assist. He can literally be.
so when Mo Salah doesn't
anonymous.
do literally his job to goal or assist, when he doesn't do
Yeah,
that,
but Henry's job
he's
was to
crap.
score, but Henry was like his attributes in terms of his pace and his like ability outside the area to just fucking pick that goal where he flicks it over at a Highbury, like round the corner and just goes boom.
Goal Mo Salah scores from against Chelsea on the outside of the box, just that rocket.
Yeah, that's one. But I think Henry has a bigger repertoire of goals.
Do you know what? It's as stupid as this is about to sound. Henry, I think, would get the nod with most football fans, right? Just because he's just a sexy bastard. No, just because he's just cool as fuck, isn't he?
It helps, doesn't it?
It does help, yeah.
As aesthetically on the eye, his game was so much better than Salah's, but Salah's output is just unreal. And I think that's what a club would be looking for now. It would be like, this person gets me this amount of goals, whether he looks good doing it or not.
But Henry's time at Arsenal...
I disagree. I think if you're like a Real Madrid or a Barcelona, Salah doesn't give you enough, like, kind of the shirt sales side and the commercial side. Like you said, Salah walks past fans and doesn't even say hello. Henry was the fucking, he owned, he carried that.
I think if you're looking commercially, though, Mo's
King of Africa.
Mo's carrying Egypt, isn't he? I think, no. Lads, you look at his time at Arsenal. Both won 2 leagues.
You asked me a question, I gave you an answer.
Both.
You're not changing my mind on picking.
But Mo won a European Cup as well. Henry didn't at Arsenal. I mean, he did go and win the treble, Barca the next season, but at Arsenal, though, I think Premier League 11, be interesting to see who you'd have.
You were asking me who was I have. You didn't say at Arsenal or at Barcelona.
No, all right, in the Premier League 11, who you'd having?
In the Premier League 11, they're not in the same position though anyway.
They're not, but you've got to have one or the other. Go on, who you'd having?
Premier League 11. Bear in mind, you can pick other players in that Premier League 11 that maybe give you some of the output that you're after from Salah. You can put Harry Kane in there, or you can put
No, you just got to...
Well, no, because Harry Kane doesn't play in the same position as Salah again.
Fuck the positions,
no,
right?
You play the front
Who's
three?
the better player, Henry or Salah?
Henry on the left.
Better player, Henry. Better output, Salah. I'm going to sit on the fence because I'm an absolute bitch.
It's got to be Salah.
I'm finding a place for Henry in that team, and I'm getting me goals.
Getting me
goals from the other 5 players who are going to be...
There you go.
Ridiculous.
Let us know, Henry or Salah. Only because
Given it's a podcast that 90% of the viewers are Reds, then I'm pretty sure where this is going.
But I think, though, like you say, just because he's easy on the eye, he's got some iconic moments. I think most neutrals would go Henry. I think
Terry, my mate, would go for Henry as well.
Enjoyed this, lads. Nice one. Right, massive thank you again to the Feathers, our home. Massive thank you to Hill Dickinson and also to COMOLETICS. Don't forget, Leggett30. Go and check them out on Instagram, on the website. 30% off all your gear. Thank you to Zach and the team. And don't forget, get to this pop-up shop in the
BOXPARK.
BOXPARK, 11 till 3 this Saturday. Don't forget, like, share, comment, and we'll see you next week.